And we are live and in color on this Bumpers Wacky Wednesday, Tuesday edition. I'd like to welcome everybody who's listening in
that made no sense whatsoever.
I know.
Hey, that's why it's wacky, Jay. That's why it's wacky. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining us. You guys are in for a treat tonight. It's an honor for me to have for the second time on Bumpers Wacky Wednesday, but on a Tuesday. You're going to hear me saying that a lot tonight,
yes.
Jay, right? But Latin Grammy nominated Mr. Jay Perez right here from San Antonio. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, my guest tonight, well, some of Jay Perez and the band.
Hello
right
there,
here.
Bumper.
There you go. What's
what a
up,
name.
man?
Bumper.
There you
You're
go.
the first. You were the first podcasting. I've never done this, right? So the first time we were here, I think I said it once, twice, maybe, and I had some emails. We got like that same week, and it was like, "What's the studio like? What is Bumper studio like?" You're like, "It's not a studio, man. I didn't want to. I said, I'm not gonna let the cat out of the bag. It's a house." It's a house, y'all. It's not a studio. People wanted to know.
Dang, Jay, you gotta rate him a parade,
no, they wanted to know, what does the studio look like, man? Is it a big studio? Does it have all these lights? I was like, it's a freaking house, dude.
We're in the office.
And I forgot to tell you about that. All the emails came like, I don't know what that. I said, let me call him real quick. But thank you for having us, man.
Oh no, man!
You,
It's an honor and a pleasure. You know, and you know what, Jay? At the end of the day, man. As I was driving from Florida, I was telling you, I just came back from Florida. I spent the weekend in Florida. I was back and forth with McGraw all weekend. I was thinking to myself, I said, man, nobody's reached out to me at all. Like nobody's been talking about the Latin Grammys or anything. And you know, I started reading into the Latin Grammys and stuff like that. To be nominated, bro, that is unreal.
You know, we've been here before. I told the guys this a while back. I told them, I said, you know, they weren't in the band. You know, I had different musicians, you know, over the years, you know.
Yeah.
And those guys that were with me back then were lucky to be with, you know, a part of something that's something that's not only is it sentimental, man, it's something to be proud of, you know. And those guys went on and did their own thing, you know, like Chente and Stevie and Gilbert and all those guys, and they went on to do different things. And but I told them, I said, we've been here, you know, quite a few times already, so we know what it feels like. You know, it's a humble experience. It's an awesome feeling, man. It really is. But we never won a Grammy. You know, we were there 5 times, I think, and this is going to be our sixth time. And
Jay, you've no
American Grammy, Latin Grammys. We've been to the whole
process,
shebang,
everything,
man. Our medals, certificates, everything. I got all that home, you know, to prove, right?
Right.
But I mean, man, I'm hoping that this is gonna be the year, man.
It would be awesome. So McGraw didn't tell me to ask, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
Yeah.
If Jay Perez wins the Latin Grammy, what is Jay doing for the band? Pool party, pizza party at Chuck E. Cheese. What are we doing? What's going on?
I don't want to go too expensive. I don't know why you did that shit, dude. That's messed up.
Chili does.
Oh no, man. Hey, sometimes that's the best right there. Sometimes that's the best. No, Jay, it is, dude, for me, you know, for the people watching, just to stop and just stop real quick and think about that. Jay Perez is telling you, the guy we freaking love and hold near and dear to our heart, the single after single after single, album after album after album, and he doesn't have a Latin Grammy.
I don't have one. And I mean, I don't want to be selfish, man. Let me backtrack there. We don't have one.
I got you.
Okay. My band and I don't have a Grammy yet. You know, and I'm hoping, like I said, we pray a lot at home, man, because of my wife, you know, and you know, I depend on her spiritually. When I need something, I know I'm not feeling it. You know, I wake up a little bit out of tune. Mm-hmm. You know, and A little prayer, man, goes a long ways. And we have been praying a lot, man, since we got the nominations. When we found out we've been nominated, oh, my God. Our shrine lit up. I think he even hey, wait a minute. This might be your year.
Well, you know what, Jay? I think as a fan, right, when I see the nominations come out, now that I started doing this podcast and being more involved with Tejano music, like I start trying to do my research, like, okay, this guy, that. But for the last 2 or 3 years, and I'm not knocking anybody. Let me set that clear. I'm not knocking anybody. But sometimes I see names on there. I'm like, yo, I don't recognize the name, right?
Yeah, same here. But I mean, everybody that's been nominated, even in the past, you know, there's been artists on there, groups that have. I mean, we're in the Tejano business. That's what we do. You know, our music is Tejano, and our clientele is 199.9% Tejano. So they recognize the names of J. Perez, Mas, La Mafia, Ram, Elida, and so on. But this goes on. But this every year there seems to be either 1 or 2 artists or groups that I don't know who they are, but they're in that category. Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing to be nominated, first of all, you know. And like I said, but you're right. I mean, sometimes there's groups on there that I've never heard of these guys before. I don't know. First of all, you know, where do they play? Where do they get airplay? You know, but it happens. You know, it happens.
Bumper, you mentioned earlier that you know, about Jay's being nominated several times. And I've been, I think, around probably for the last 3 nominations. This is the 4th I've been with you. This is the first time that I've felt this much like camaraderie and togetherness in this band, supporting this whole nomination. Yeah. Honestly, this is the first time I've really felt that we've come together and appreciated the nomination as a group. Yeah. And where, you know, Fabian and McGraw have really, you know, helped out so much with getting the word out there about this, and it's been really special this year. It feels different.
Yeah, it does. And speaking of which, I brought them. You know, I'm glad that they're here. You know, these are Fabian and McGraw are my co-producers of this album, and I mean the job that the hard work that they did, all the long hours in the studio and everything that went behind the project, man. You know, I owe it to these guys because they put in all those long hours. Yeah, I went in there and did my thing, and you know, one song maybe 30 to 45 minutes, but that doesn't take away from all the work that they put into the album. Mm-hmm. You know, making the album and it's like planting a seed and watching it grow. It's a beautiful thing, and I mean, I applaud them, man. I mean, they've been working their asses off, man, and it showed on this album. You can hear the difference in the past albums. You can hear the difference in the arrangements. You can hear the difference in all that they put into it, you know. And it's like my grandma used to say, you know, ese arroz, somebody made that with love, man. Somebody made that rice with love because it's tasteful. It's got that flavor. And this is exactly what this album consists of. It's
full of love.
It's flavor and nothing but love, man.
That's awesome, I mean, man. You know, that's awesome.
So, yeah.
So everybody that was watching on YouTube, the album is so good that I think YouTube did not agree with me playing the music. Uh-oh. So they cut my YouTube feed off. So if you were on YouTube, you're probably now on Facebook. I have J. Perez. I'm not going to stop recording again. This is live. I'm not going to stop recording and restart. So I'll upload it later to YouTube. They just won't be able to watch it live unless open a Facebook account. I don't know. Get a Facebook account.
I don't know how that works. I'm not very savvy when it comes to that.
No, Jay, you did it. I'm sure you called somebody and said, as soon as my song plays, pull that shit because I don't want to be on it. which makes me nervous, right? Because we want to hear a little bit of some of the songs. You know, that's what I was hoping for to kind of go through some of the songs and get your guys' thoughts on there. But kind of nervous. I don't want Facebook to be like, hey, your ass is out too. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, we don't want to get you in trouble.
No. Jay, so being in La Onda Tejana, you know, for years and years and years, and I've heard your excitement, you know, since every time we've mentioned the word Grammy here, and the way you put it, like it's full of love, right? This album is just full of love. Was all your albums not full of love, or
They
this
were
one was just
different.
kind of just
It's
different?
just different because this one here is almost the entire group played a hand in this.
Yeah.
You know, from the producers to the co-producers to the arrangers to our inputs behind the scenes, which, I mean, I could go on forever, man. I mean, there was a lot of times when I would call Rolando, the arranger, the producer, and tell him, hey, man, I mean, I don't know what you're doing here, but I don't like it. You know, you got to simplify certain songs to be commercial to the normal ear, the people, and the average, the average, you know, a guy coming out of work at 5 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever, singing your song. If you over-arrange a song, pues ya valió madre. It's no good.
It's too much.
It's just too much. My mom's not gonna recognize that song because you arranged it so heavily here, and you already lost her there. ¿Me entiendes? So there was a lot of times behind the scenes where I would call him and talk to him, and this guy was so easy to work with that, you know, a lot of our stuff got simplified. It wasn't what you hear right now on the album. It's not exactly what was on there from the get-go. A lot of people don't realize that.
It's like a rough draft.
Yeah.
Kind of fix it.
Yeah.
Like, I like this. I don't like
and
that.
one thing that I didn't want in this album, and I guarantee it, I'll tell you straight up in front of everybody right now, one thing that I did not want is for the producer, the arranger to arrange a certain song or all the songs as I want to flex. You know, hey, I arranged this song, man. I got that's what I didn't want. You know, what I wanted was more of a heavy arrangements, pero just enough to be, fan friendly. Mm-hmm. You know, you got the tios and the tias and the moms, the grandmas stuff come out whistling your songs. You already won right there. Ya chingates, you already won. You got them right there, man.
That's it. You're good.
Because they're whistling.
Went back and forth. I mean, 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, we're sitting there and we're talking about, he has them on speakerphone, and then they get on
basically fighting on the phone.
Yeah.
Back and forth about arrangements and everything, man.
Change everything to make it perfect for the fans.
Roxy, Fabian, and McGraw. Yeah. Who wins the fight?
Well, I mean, I got... no, he said Roxy, Fabian, and McGraw.
It's one of those TikToks where you ask a couple.
This is actually how it works. Is he asks us to make a change, and then we're like, and then we go back and we change another thing, and then we're like, here, dude, we fixed it, and then he's like, I like it now. That was perfect.
Don't believe him. That's not true.
What?
Fucking interview's over, bro. I'm out of here.
Hell yeah. So you don't do nothing. You just sit it right back to him. He's like, oh, yeah, that's way better. Good job on that, guys. Good job on that.
But
so
like
stupid,
when Fabian or McGraw have an idea, you know, about certain things, maybe not the album, but
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's change it.
they'll come to me and then we'll talk about it, and then we have to like coax Jay into do it as a group, as a team effort. So I'd say we win this side.
Well, yeah, okay, dude. It was so much fun, you know, making this record, man. It really was.
So Jay, for the
what?
Go ahead.
Whenever we would get to like a roadblock, all right, we're being favored. We're trying to talk to Jay. It's not working. Dang, we're gonna have to call Roxy on this one. We have to bring in the reinforcement on this one. Yeah. We call Roxy, and then
you have to text Roxy separately.
Well, yeah,
Roxy, we're about to send this in the group text.
No, they're terrible,
Jump
man.
on it.
Can you?
They're terrible. Hey, Jay's not listening to us. Can you talk to him? He's just on speaker. I'm right here. Pendejo, I'm listening to everything he's saying.
Hell yeah. Hey man, but you know what? At the end of the day, Jay, that's what made this album what it is, man.
Yeah.
Like you said, full of love.
It's a family, man. This unit is not just a unit. It's not just a band. It's a family. And if we do, you know, when we fight about ideas here and there, we work together until we come to an agreement. Not just one person. You know, I don't take all the credit, and I don't want to take any credit, man. You know, like I said, they put all the hours into the studio. They put all the hours into the arrangements, producing and ideas, concepts, and this and that. I just lay back and watch them fight. That's what I do. I watch them fight because they're going at it. And all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, I got to put my foot forward and say, okay, look, man, it's not going to go your way, or your way. It's going to go down this way. So let's all get together. Let's see what we got. What can we make out of that mess? You know, what can we make out of this mess? Mm-hmm. And then you watch it grow, man. And you know, it's a family. It's a family feud.
He always sends those what are those GIF sticks?
Emojis.
The emojis fight.
Yeah.
Man, and so, you know, Jay, for the people watching, and again, I always tell everybody, my guests, that you got to remember, I'm a fan of the music, and the reason I do this is I treat these interviews as a fan. Like, I want to know, as a fan, what goes behind the scenes of making such a great album, right? But does Jay Perez sit there? In my mind, I'm picturing Jay Perez sitting in the studio for hours with headphones on and just listening over and over again and critique, like, nah, Charlie, hell no, we're not doing that. Boom, we're not doing that. Is that how it works? Or
That
you
doesn't
attack
work
some?
like that. That's
No?
old school. They used to do that back in the day. Now they send me the song. You know, we got these smartphones, and these are computers.
Oh, that's
man.
what they're for.
These are studio mics.
Yeah.
And you can do anything with them. They'll send me the song via email, or sometimes through a voice text, right?
Yeah.
Songwriters, man, it's unbelievable how they do things. And they'll send me a song, and I'll call them and tell them, I got 10 songs here that I'm gonna sit down right now. Either put my TV on mute, and I'm gonna listen to these songs. And out of these 10 songs, I can guarantee you I'm gonna pick one song. So you're gonna piss off a lot of songwriters because, hey, why didn't you pick my song? And then they find out, well, why did you pick that song? So I do things, I don't go to the studio and then go listen to 10,000 cassettes back in the day, or CDs and all that. I don't do that no more.
You do it Jay Perez way.
I just stay back, man. I lay back and let them do all the work. But I gotta pick the ones that I know I'm gonna feel. You can't just pick Mugrero. A lot of songwriters, no offense to anybody, but they send a lot of stuff. They're like, oh my God, why did you? I can't do anything with this song.
He knows, like, in the
And I've said that quite a few
And
times.
if you guys have been around Jay Perez for more than, before, when he's not on stage, like anywhere else, you could see with the sarcasm when he's saying, nah, Charlie, this song's.
Child, I'm not doing this, man. But it's a lot of fun doing it, man. I mean, it really is.
Yeah. I bet, man, I bet.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
McGraw, I'm talking to you before, you brought up so many times that you worked really hard on this album, piecing it together, trying to get everything perfect, right? How much work does it take into doing that, bro?
Man, honestly, it takes more work than I ever thought. Because, when the day, I don't know if you remember, Jay, but I was at your house. We just came to hang out, and you're like, hey, you're gonna, I need an album, and you're gonna produce it. I just don't want this and this and this. You gave me 3 things. Okay. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, honestly, because it was.
Now you know.
But the team that I built, that Jay allowed me to build, with Fabian and calling Rolando and getting a hold of Freddie Records, man, to see if Rolando was even allowed to be a part of it.
Shout out to Freddie Records. I had him in here not too long ago. Matter of fact, I'll be making a trip there soon to Corpus to do some interviews there at Freddie Records.
I have yet to record in that studio. I have yet to walk in there and lay not one note, man.
Yeah.
So the next album for sure.
Hey, Mark, I'll take him with me.
Hey, Couple on.
No, but I always tell a lot of people when I describe the album, to me, because it's, obviously I'm going to be biased, right? Oh man, it's a great album.
Yeah.
But I always say, like, it's a. I wouldn't say we fought all the time, because we did it.
I will.
No, because I'm talking about us over here.
Yeah.
Us with you, that's a different story.
That's a different fight.
Yeah, that's a different fight. But no, but it's a reflection of how hard we argued, or how long we fought, or how we came together to even create that. There's a song on there that we're like, man, I did that La Rajita. Oh my God, we fought for 3 weeks.
Round and round. And
We fought for 3 weeks on
my
that song
gosh.
because I didn't like this part. He liked it. He didn't like it. And then he recorded the sax
Nope.
47 times. You know what I mean? And
57
he
times.
recorded the sax so many times. And you know what? The track that made the album was the very first time he recorded it.
So it goes back to they didn't change shit. They didn't change nothing, right?
But it's just a reflection of, like, now that we listen to it, I'm like, man, we went through a lot for it to sound like that.
To make that.
And I remember when I brought that song to them, because I've always been a Sonny Ozuna and a Cyanide fan. I've always been a Sonny fan. Always. He's one of my heroes, man. And I said, I've never recorded anything that this guy ever recorded. And I've been such a fan over the years. I just didn't know what I was allowed to record and what I wasn't allowed to record. ¿Me entiendes? So when I brought this song, I said, we don't have a peppy, old school style cumbia, but I got the right song, and I brought it. I didn't see the excitement, from the get-go. I didn't from the beginning. They didn't really care too much for the song, but I love the song. I said, shit, I'm gonna do it. I don't care what y'all say, I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna get done this way. Nope, it was not.
Fabian called.
4 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing up at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Oh my God. I heard about this song every day for weeks from this man. I was
They were working, and so they had get-togethers, and he's got a room there where he does pre-production room, McGraw, and so does Fabian. So I'm like, I can't go to sleep, man, with this damn arrangement. I can't go to sleep knowing that it's not gonna be the way that I wanted. Well, at that way, every hour on the hour, man, I said, I got to go to bed. I got to take her to work at 6:30 in the morning. But I'm 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm calling him, texting him, calling him, texting him. Let me hear this. Let me hear that. What do you got here? What do you got?
Hey,
Okay.
Jay, people sleep,
I don't
bro.
care. I don't care.
Wow.
I don't care. This album had to be done. It's got to be done a certain way.
Then he's mad the next day because he didn't sleep.
Wow.
he wants it perfect for the fans. He really wanted everything to be
Because
the
I want
best
them
for them.
I want them to be singing the songs along, with us when we play the songs live, And if certain things are not done a certain way, you're just not gonna get that formula, man. It's just not gonna sound right. So we went at it a lot of times just on one song, but look, it came out
Totally worth it.
I said, man, I'm happy with it, man.
That's
I'm
awesome,
happy.
man.
What's crazy for me as an experience about the album is we play like 6 songs off the album live at our shows.
7.
7.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
when we play a song,
that.
that's not a single, that's just in the middle of the album.
Yeah.
That most people thought, it's just a filler song. And you're looking out, and people are singing the song that's supposed to be a filler song. That's
Right.
not even released yet.
Well,
Like,
that's what a lot of
that's-
artists come through here, man. That's usually some of their biggest hits come from a filler song.
You told
Right.
me that.
Yeah, I told you. The people come here all the time like, hey, dude, that song, it was the last one. Like, hey, dude, we need one more song.
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's put this
Yeah,
one in
and
there.
that's the one
And
that's-
that's the one you're like, what? We didn't put-
You know, it's crazy. We played in, I don't know if you guys were observing this weekend, but we played in Lubbock this weekend. And I noticed that every new song that we played, everybody's moving their
Yes,
lips.
they knew.
Everybody. I was like, dude, that's cool.
But for Fabian and McGraw, you guys got to know this, right? I mean, I'm sure you guys do. But when this man puts out an album, it's not like we just listen to the one song that's out. Everybody listens to it over and over again for weeks on end until you know the whole album, right? So by the time you guys want to release the number 4 song to be the single that you guys are pushing, well, shit, I've been hearing that shit for 2 months already. I know every word to that song.
The real fans. Right?
Yeah.
The real fans, but an average listener might just listen to. They might not even know.
I got you. So we said, Jay, you're with Freddie Records. You've never set foot in there to record,
Not
which
yet.
just blows my mind, right?
Yeah, I know.
But
state of the art stuff in there, man. It's a beautiful studio. We've been there once.
Yeah.
Well, for the very first time, we stepped foot in that studio, which was sometime last year, and I'm like,
But we
Wow.
said this year I'm going to take
We need to make our way back.
we need to
gonna
go.
with
Well,
the
we're
state
going for
road.
sure. We're going for sure.
well, it's hard, right, dude? Being in Corpus and you got your family here, you got your life here. It's kind of hard to just pick up and go
Plus,
and
I
record.
have them. I got Fabian and McGraw here, and everything that I need is here in San Antonio. But I'm gonna make it a point on the next album. We're doing a lot of work in that studio.
We're just
That
all
is for
gonna have to
sure.
go.
Yeah. And I want to send a shout out to Freddie, man. I mean, this guy has been our backbone. He's been our biggest supporter. He's been his whole staff there at Freddie Records, man. Thank you guys so much for everything, man. Everything.
No, and to have they have 2 people on the this year, right?
Oh, yeah.
So my question would be, and it's probably not for you to answer, Jay, because you probably can't answer the question, but how does a record label? It's like having 2 kids at they're going up for the at school. What do they call the talent show?
Oh.
Like. And you're a judge. You
Are
gotta
you talking-
gotta vote.
Are you talking about me and Gary Hobbs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do? You're the record label. Like, you have two of your.
Shit, let me call Freddie right now. What the hell? You're asking the wrong person, Jack.
Hey, so I don't know. I mean, Fabian, what do you think? What do you think? How do you think it works? Just your opinion. What do you think?
Well, your analogy was a talent show, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's about who claps louder, you know. And I think, you know, if you're a businessman, you know, also, you you have to, you know, who claps louder. I think, you know, that's how it, you know, how I would see it, you know, like.
I thought it was about numbers. No, it's not.
Well,
it's
that's
not who claps the loudest.
We're talking about that's what claps are.
See. If
So
more
more
people,
numbers.
if more people clap, that means there's more numbers.
I like the way he put that. How many clappers do we have?
But Jay, and here's the other thing, man. This year, the Latin Grammys are in Spain, dude.
And me and Fabian have been trying to convince him.
All I said, and then I asked him, is it Spain, Texas? No, there's no Spain,
We
Texas.
said we'd give him like a.
There actually is.
There's an Italy.
There's a Spain.
Wait a minute.
Is it
Wait a
really?
minute.
Yeah.
Jay, are we saying
what?
you don't like being in the air too long?
Oh, no, there's 12 hours in the flight. No, bro. I'm going to pass on that. Yeah.
Fabian, we
Hold
tried.
up. This,
I ain't
Jay,
doing it.
Jay,
I'm
this
not
is-
doing it.
This is real shit here, right
I'm
here.
not doing it.
You know, there's no train, no underwater subway. There ain't no other way to get there.
Dude, I keep telling them there's video games, there's movies, all the movies you get.
Give
I'm
him
not
a
going.
sleeping pill, let him
Dude.
sleep.
The seats are comfy, you know.
I'd rather be home. I'd rather be home with family and friends, you know, to watch it, you know, as it's going, and whether we win or we don't, it's still a celebration.
And the whole
I
family
can't
there
take the
together.
whole family and all my friends to Spain. I'd rather have them there in my house. You know, if we win, we celebrate together. If we lose together. That's how I see it.
That's a good way to put it. But
Did I answer your damn
I can
question,
see the
Bubba?
faces in the corner of this room, and they're like, "Dog, I want to go to Spain."
I know. I know.
Fabian and I really tried.
Think
really,
about it,
really
man.
hard.
The
Well,
sunset.
you know, Fabian is right though. Some of the airlines now for those long flights they're pretty comfy. But it is a long flight. Don't lie to your
It
boss. It is a long ass flight.
And we still don't know what time it's going to be here in San Antonio, here in Texas.
So Spain is gonna be.
So the telecast is at what, like at 5:30, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock over there? I don't know what time the telecast is.
Speaking of the telecast, this is my grudge, right? This is the only grudge I have as a fan, is that when the Latin Grammys show on national TV, and for us to watch, it's usually one of those. The Tejano one is usually one that earlier today, boom, and
The pre-telecast.
right? The pre-telecast.
pre-telecast, yeah.
So it's not on the actual show. So you know we're gonna see Jay Perez come up and be like,
Yeah, right.
put a West Side
Hey,
210.
throw it up.
But see, I believe the Grammys go live at the pre-telecast.
No, they do. If you're following like the Grammy site, but what I'm saying, like whoever airs it, NBC, Fox, whoever,
It's probably
like that
Univision.
2 hour plus that 2.5
So when the
hour
actual
thing.
Grammys are actually shown, you see a little box on the bottom.
Right,
You know,
they
when,
show
and
previous
the
winners.
previous, the earlier winners were so and so. So you got a little square like this, and you got to be like, I think that's him. You know? But hey, we get
Somebody
no
said
respect.
it's right now, so it's 8:39 here. It's 3:39 a.m. in Spain right now.
Yeah.
So that's a good 7 hours, 7 hour,
7 hour difference.
7 hour difference.
So we're probably going to be doing mimosas at 9 or 10.
Somebody asked, is Jay Perez ever going to record a bolero again?
A bolero. What was the
Hey, I
first
don't know.
bolero
I'm just
that I
reading. I'm
recorded?
just reading the comment. Jay, I wanted to tell you, man, as a fan, one thing that I've always loved about Jay Perez is I spent a good portion of my life in California,
Yeah.
and in Cali, the oldies they rule, right? In the Chicano world, the oldies are Tejano to Texas, like that's what everybody listens to, and you've always found a way, no matter where I've seen you. Big festivals or baile, you've always found a way to incorporate that into one of your shows, man. Is that because that you grew up jamming those? Is
Yeah.
that part of Jay
Yeah,
Perez?
a major part of my life, my influences have been R&B. you know, the old Natalie Coles of the world, the Stevie Wonders of the world, and the list goes on and on. But I have my mother to thank for that. You know, she inspired me to do that and put all that good music into these little ears here. And hasta la fecha, man. I mean, you know, I love doing it.
I got you. I got you. Hey guys, check it out. We're gonna attempt it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? They kick me off. Like I don't know.
Don't get in trouble, dude.
Jay Perez is here. We'll go. We won't go through all of them, but we'll go through some of the songs. Let people hear.
You have permission to play this out?
No, but that doesn't work. People who do that, don't waste your time typing that. I don't have permission to use it. They don't care. It doesn't matter. You play it, you're gonna get put on there, right? What song, McGraw? What song you want me to start off with?
Just do the first single.
The first song.
Necesito odiarte?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the first single off the album, and I mean, it did really, really good for us. We got a nomination for the Tejano Music Awards as well, Song of the Year, right? So, you know, yeah.
And that was the first video you
Yeah.
released.
And thank all the fans that are voting for the Song of the Year for the Tejano Music Awards. Thank you guys so much, man. We owe it to you.
I'm gonna drink to that.
There you go. I'll drink to that. Salud.
Salud.
Este amor de tú y yo, y ahora dices que me vaya, que ya no me necesitas, encontraste otro amor, no sabía que buscabas, mi corazón se desborda con tanto amor que me sobra. Necesito odiarte para olvidarte. Este amor se convierte en rencor y esos besos de pura amargura. Necesito odiarte.
First single.
Yeah. So that's the first song, man,
Yeah, first
on
song.
on the El Patron album, nominated for a 2023 Latin Grammy. Jay Perez, if you didn't know, it's in Spain.
We do now. We know so it was a 7-hour difference. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Is that what we
seven
said?
hour
7
difference in
hours?
Spain, where they don't speak a lot of Spanish.
Yeah.
They speak what's help me out here. Come on, Fabian, you're giving me the look like you know what it is. They speak another. I forgot what language. Somebody help me out.
Portuguese.
Huh?
Portuguese.
Nah, not Portuguese. There's another one.
Castilian.
Somebody will say what it is.
Portuguese.
God, look at all these people on here.
Yeah, hell yeah. So Jay, how do you pick as a fan? How do you pick what song is going to be number 1, number 2, number 3? That's a question. And then what song out of those 10 or 9 or 8 you put on the album, what song is the one that you say, hey, this is the one that we're going to put out first? Like, this is the one that we want them to hear.
In the past, it's been myself and the record label. You know, it's always I would text Freddie or email him or call him. You know, hey, I think we should consider this song to be the single. I'm gonna send you 3 songs. You pick one. But out of those 3 songs, that's how we do it. But this time around, it was more us. You know, that like I said, this whole family unit thing is we all do things together and we make decisions like that. But this one here was like, it was a no-brainer. This first single was a no-brainer, man. Who wrote Eddie Perez, right?
Necesito?
Yeah, is that Eddie Perez song?
I don't know.
I think it is.
Rolando, I know you're watching, so type
I think it is.
I know, like, Rolando, tell us who wrote that song.
So he wrote quite a few songs on this album, and I mean, right off the bat, I said, this is I told these guys, I said, man, you got to listen to this song. You know, first of all, they did a great job on the album. I said, but I think that this is going to be the one that's going to kick off the album.
To kick off the album,
Yeah,
get
and
it
I
going.
said, let's go with this one, man. So everybody was like, you know, just got our, you know, our thoughts together, and everybody came to an agreement, and we put the song out. We called Freddie, and let's go, man.
When I talked to Freddie, and we after we decided, you know, that this was going to be the single, me and Fabian, we would always have a conference call with Freddie Jr. And we'd come up with these ideas. Hey, let's do this, let's do that. Said, hey, well, let's come up with a music video. Let's do a music video. We got to, man. We can do this. Fabian can record it.
Freddie?
Freddie says,
Freddie Records already texted, dog. They all up in this show.
Oh, they're all up on the show, yeah.
But Freddie told me, he says, if you can get Jay to do a music video, well, let's do it. But I don't see that happening.
Jay, so Jay, let me
Yeah,
ask
that's
you,
not gonna
man.
happen.
Yeah, we did.
From the last interview I did, and this is a God honest truth, I really don't go back and watch a lot of the videos after I do. And people are like, well, you should, so you could get better. Hey, man, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
But I did go back and watch that one. And the feedback that I got from the last time you were here, Jay, was this. I can't believe you got Jay Perez to sit next to you for 2 hours and talk, just answer questions. That was like, nobody had ever seen you do more than a I don't know, 15, 20 minutes interview, bro.
I got yelled at for that one.
Last time,
I think we all did.
yeah, shit, the last time, I think the last time I answered that many questions, I was in court. But I was they've been trying to get me to do podcasts and interviews here and there, man. I mean, that's just not my, it's not my
not your
thing.
style.
It isn't. I don't, nothing against you or anybody else that has these podcasts. Nothing against y'all, man. It's just me. You know, I don't like it. It makes me nervous. There's some of people that have been calling and emailing también they have their podcasts, and I've seen some of these podcasts, man, and they're brutal. I mean, they're asked questions like, "La madre, hey, wait a minute, bro. That's not what I'm here for." You know, this is why I don't do it. Because I got too much shit to say.
I've been in your shoes, and I'm a podcaster.
Shit,
they
man.
put me in some shit, and it wasn't even my podcast. They
Yeah.
put my face on something,
tell you what,
and next thing you know, the shit blew up out of water.
Yeah. Man, I got too much to say, man. I'll get in trouble. So I said, I'm not doing
Hey,
that.
you remember that bump? Remember before the very first one?
Yep.
He says, you asked me something stupid, I was just going to get up and walk out of here.
Yeah, he said, hey, Jay, I brought that up in another interview. Somebody's like, hey, you got to interview Jay. I said, what happened? I said, well, he came in and he said, hey, bro, you asked me some personal shit. I want to get up and walk out. And then I said, hey, well, if he walks out, there goes
Hey,
the
you know
interview.
what? Our first time here for your bumper podcast.
Yeah.
I remember saying, this is my first podcast.
Yeah.
And this will be my last.
Yeah, I got reminded of that on
then-
Facebook.
and then-
There he is again, ladies and gentlemen.
And then some dude emailed her or somebody a message
A
saying,
message on Facebook.
what do you say?
He said, "What happened? I thought that was you weren't gonna do anymore."
And here I am like an idiot.
Well, I mean, bumper is obviously the exception.
Never say never, bro.
Well,
Never
Bumper's-
say never.
Bumper's family, man.
There
You know,
you
we
go.
we love you, man.
When I called you about this, he didn't know about it yet.
Yeah, I know. I knew that. That's why. And then when I told, hey, bro, I'm gonna go ahead and work on this, but until you get me the hominis dominus, the okay, I'm not even gonna even right, because I was in Florida, and sure enough, he's like,
I said,
yeah,
just do it.
just give me a little bit, just do it. And I was like, oh, he wants me to put it out, and Jay's gonna be like, oh shit, dude, right?
Wow, McGraw kind of put me on the spot because we have another I don't know what I'm doing, another interview tomorrow. So I mean, you can tell what we're really trying to push this whole Latin Grammy thing. We really, I mean, we want it so bad, brother. And you know,
you deserve it, Jay.
well, they deserve it too.
neta.
You know, they deserve it too.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, they put a lot of hard work into this album, and I think that, you know, it's not about me. It's not about, you know, Jay Perez won the Latin Grammy or Jay Perez didn't win the Latin Grammy. No, man, we didn't win it or we won it.
That's it.
That's how it is. And like I said, and you know, being here, this was the second time after I told you I'm not gonna ever do no more podcasts, and here I am again.
There you go.
But we have to do
so
this.
don't say now, Jay. Don't say you're not coming back again.
But you know, like I said, we're here for a reason, man. And we have to let our fans know that, you know, we're really pushing for this Latin Grammy, and we want this so bad. We don't know if they're gonna have the same. They're gonna have this category next year. You know, we don't know.
Right.
You know,
It could be
you
the
just
last
don't
one.
know, man. But I don't want to jinx it.
No, it's not,
You
man.
know, but,
it's not.
You know, him actually coming and doing it says a lot about you, Bumper. You know, number one, you're a real cool guy, and
Yep.
you're very respectful in the things that you talk about. And number two, you're a vet. So that right there just seals the deal, brother.
There you go. That's another thing you do, Jay, that a lot of artists don't
plug
do.
in the veterans.
No. Hey, on the real, there's not a lot of artists that stop their shows and thank veterans.
You know, Little Joe does
always
that.
do that.
Little Joe does that, and I applaud Little Joe. He's been one of my heroes for years and years. But the fact that we do that, you know, every night, you know, we do the troops and our veterans. We dedicate our shows to them. My wife works at the VA hospital, and so she's familiar with all these veterans there. And some of the vets that work that go there, you know, for treatment and stuff, they know who I am, you know, and it's a humbling feeling because they're like, well, you're his wife, and you know you're working here. Why are you working if you're married to Jay Perez? I'm like, what does that even mean? I mean, I'm not rich, you know. We have to make a living somehow, you know, and then we do what we do on the weekends. She does what she does during the week, and these veterans, they recognize that. And some of these veterans, they go to our shows, and they've seen us where I dedicate the show to them, you know, and dude, I mean, I don't even know how to explain it, how to feel this, like, you know, you give them a big old hug, and they don't want to let go. It's something to see, man. It really is.
Jay, I tell you, the last time here, man, you know, veterans music is a form of treatment. And being here from South Texas or here from Texas or anywhere, being anywhere from the United States that grew up listening to your music, and just enjoying it, no matter where we're at in the part of the world, it always gave us a sense of home. So I feel them. I feel why they think like that about you.
I want to give a shout out real quick.
Dale.
To Richard Garza, David Lee, Adam. Speaking of Vida Maldito, they're on here watching right now. They said hello to Jay.
Shout out to the Musicales.
Man,
that was a pleasure in itself. You know, recording Vida Maldito, and I got that. Fabian and I, we were at the studio in Corpus, and we were actually mixing Necesito de Arte song, and Freddie Senior walks in, and me and Fabian are like, oh shoot, what do we do?
Well, he wrote the song.
Yeah.
Here's a little bit as you keep going. You're good.
Well, we walked in and he starts listening to Necesito de Arte, and we're like, well, he finishes the song and he's like, another song? Yeah.
He's got his own
How many
studio.
studios are in that studio?
It ain't a house.
But I also have to add that, you know, in the middle of the song, where I was like, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I was in there with Freddie Senior and myself.
He goes,
and Freddie stared at me the whole time, like, and I was just like,
I came back, the song was over. How was it?
I was like, is that you on trumpet?
Trumpet.
Man, hey, so that song has a video though.
Yeah.
That song has a video. You got Jay Perez to do a music video.
Videos on that was. I thought I was done making videos, man. I mean, now.
So these next questions are gonna be for Roxy, because we're talking about the videos.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Say hello to David Lee and Dickie and Adam, Big A, for doing a fantastic job on the record and for being a part of the good sports, man.
Caesar was on the mariachi.
That's right. Cesar did we did a mariachi song on this album, and I had him in mind from the get go because I knew,
out to Little D.
you know, there's so many wonderful singers, badass singers, man. La Onda Tejana that can do this song. But I knew if I picked him, that was gonna be the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's got a tremendous voice, man. My mother loves his voice. when she heard the song, the mariachi song, oye, ¿quién es ese cantante? I said, well, don't worry about him, worry about me. So you don't hear me? No, mijo, pero
I hear you enough, Jay. I hear you enough.
So I mean, we picked the right person for this song, but I wanted to say, send a big old shout out to David Lee and Adam and And Dickie, man, I mean,
That was a fun shoot. I actually got to run a camera.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and thank Joey too, because Joey Rodriguez is I asked him, what do you think these guys are gonna say if I ask him to do the video? I didn't want to call him, I didn't want to be the one to call him. I said, well, maybe they don't answer their phones, I said, but let me call Joey. So I called Joey. I said, look, bro, we got this record that we want to put together, and I know that they're part of it, but we also want to do a video on this record. I said, I don't know how to go about asking David or Dickie or Adams. And man, they'll do it. I'm like, you haven't even asked him. He goes, dude, they'll do it. That's how cool these people are, man.
They were super cool.
That's awesome.
Toda
Man.
madre, man.
Yeah, no, they're all cool, man. Every time I'm around those guys, it's again another honor and a privilege.
Yeah.
But they're real humble cats.
Very, very humble
it's,
cats.
It's really, really, really cool to be around them. So Roxy, give her the mic so she doesn't have. There you go. All right, Roxy. So
This
we
can't be
did
good.
2 music videos from this album. And Jay, you can't interrupt her.
Okay.
You can't, I want to see how hard this
Just
shit's
mute
gonna
his
be
mic.
right here, right? So he did 2 music videos. How hard? I'm watching him now doing this. I'm watching him. I'm hearing him how it takes to make the album. To do a music video, I've been there when they do video shoot. As a matter of fact, I've seen Fabian in action doing it. It's like take after take. Like, oh no, you got to do this angle. No, sorry, I got to do this angle. How is Jay in a video shoot?
He actually came into this and he was like, babe, I trust you 100%. I trust Fabian. I trust McGraw. Y'all just tell me where to be, tell me what to do, tell me where to stand, and you and I will work out my clothes. Okay, so we'll do that. But they came, we prepared for this, like with all kinds of ideas and scenes and rehearsals in our minds anyway, and the people that were going to be in it, and they just came correct. We did several takes of different angles, but everything was so organized that it just went off without a hitch. It was just like clockwork. It all just ran really well. And then Jay gets in there and acts a fool and just cracks everybody up, and it ends up being kept in the film. It's just
You couldn't ask me that question, bro?
No, because
It would have been a totally different story right there.
I know. That's why I asked her.
She missed a big part.
That's why.
She missed a big part of that.
Wait, hold on, wait.
I walked into the room. And
She's playing the bartender, right?
no,
she plays the bartender in the video.
We're talking about Necesito right now.
Oh, that one.
I walked into the room. I said, all right, Roxy, yeah. Does Jay have another pair of pants? She goes, I was like, shit. Okay, well, you're just gonna have to wear those then. We'll just with the crop from the waist up.
You climbing on my pants though?
So then I had to spend like at least 3 weeks turning those pants black.
Yeah, and then we went to shoot
There's a
the
very
next
cheap
one.
wardrobe.
Yeah, it went really
Hey,
well.
and then go into Vino Maldito?
Oh yeah.
Nuh-uh, I ain't doing it. It's too hot.
Yep.
It's too hot outside.
Oh God.
Well,
Yes.
this guy's wanted to shoot the freaking video, dude, at 102 degrees outside. I'm not doing this.
Jay's like, I'm not getting paid for this shit.
I'm not doing this, man. I said, and on top of that, you gotta ask Los Musicales to come and do the video. And these guys wear hats, long sleeve shirts. I said, man, they
Starched up.
Se revisten en la chingada.
He's saying, no, I'm not going to do it. So then me and McGraw and Fabian were over here trying to figure out how we can convince him and meet somewhere halfway in the middle.
It worked out. It all worked out.
Hey, but let me tell you one thing. So then one day I get a phone call. And it's Jay, and he's like, you know what? Actually feels pretty good about 7:30. Which was the time that I had scheduled the video shoot. He's like, you know what? It feels pretty good. You know what? Let's go ahead and do it.
7:30, 8 o'clock at night, let's do it.
Speaking of hot, Jay, I was there in Pearland with you guys this year for the first Tejano explosion. Not explosion. What are they? The Tejano.
It was thrown by Jim Luna.
By Jim Luna. It was a Tejano
Productions,
Super Jam. Well, speaking of the Tejano Super Jam, there's going to be a Tejano Super Jam 2, right? Bobby Polido, Roberto Polido, Little Joe y La Familia. I think his brother's coming. Grupo Signo, La Fiebre, Gabriela, Bianca, Bianca was there last time as well. I think she's going to be out there again. So Jim Luna and the Luis law firm, they're going to be out there again November 11th. That is going to be Veterans Day. So not only are they going to be out there for Veterans Day, all the veterans get it. If you sign up early, you get free. And you know what, Jay? They're even giving them free beer. Not the whole night, just a couple. So you roll, right? Pinche veterans are going to sign up ahorita de volada, man. And then to all my people in Florida, man, this week, if you want to be out there Friday the 13th, Jay, did you know it's Friday the 13th this Friday?
Yes, sir, I do.
Yeah, Friday the 13th, Sombrero Nightclub. They're in Bradenton, Florida, man. You're going to hit them up. G5's going to be in the house, Grupo Completo, and Bajo Cero, 3 big Tejano groups there in Florida. They're going to be there in Palmetto, Florida, 1330 U.S. Highway 301 North. Make sure you get your pre-sale tickets right now at Sombrero's Nightclub, Palmetto, Florida. And we're back to Jay.
Howdy.
So, Jay, I called tonight a Grammy special. And I just want to reiterate to the fans, man, how special it is to have Jay Perez, representing La Onda Tejana on the Latin Grammy stage. You know what I mean? It's awesome. It's awesome. We need to support them and all their gigs, they're buying merch, all that stuff, man. That's what it's about. That's how, you heard him say, like just stop real quick and just think about what Jay Pett, and he just said it. He said it nonchalant. He just said it just passing. For most people, you probably didn't even stop to even think about what he said, but I'm going to reiterate what he said. He said, people think that I'm made of money, right? That my wife has a full-time job, supporting veterans and helping veterans every single day. You heard him. I got to pick up my wife and have her at work by 6 a.m., right? He's still a normal human being. He still does normal daddy husband duties, right? But he's Jay Perez. For us, he's Jay Perez. So, automatically, Jay, I always say, right, the minute any of you walk on those stairs to go up on the stage, esos vatos tienen feria. Automatic. They automatically, they don't realize. And the more that I do these interviews and the more I hang out in the industry,
you get to know
these guys. These guys, they have lives, man. They have families. It's not just music. Sometimes music just by itself does not pay the bills. That's why it's important to support them in anything that they do, whether it's in San Antonio, whether it's in Milwaukee, whether it's in Florida, whether it's in California. It doesn't matter. You have to go out there and support them. And the more you support them, the more their name gets out there. And the next thing you know, guess what? Jay Perez, El Patron, is on the nominee for Latin Grammy 2020. That's how it works. So Jay, I just wanted to stop for people to think about that. Like next time you see Jay, don't be like, hey, that dude's got bills to pay just like you do. You know what I mean?
That's what I told him. God willing, if we win, I want him to hold the trophy in his living room, in his chanclas, exactly how he recorded the album.
Oh, dude, you went there.
He has to.
That's not true. I didn't record the album in chanclas. I did not do that.
So McGraw, what you're saying is if we want to get the full Jay Perez experience at a concert, all right, Roxy, you got to help us out. We got to get an outfit with chanclas.
They were.
He was comfortable, and that's how he said it.
There was just quite a few, maybe 2 songs. That was it.
But they were Dallas Cowboys chanclas.
Y'all are fixing to get fired.
Oh man, that's
looking
crazy.
for a new sax player, a bass player. Anybody out there? Hit me up 210.
Hey, before we call it a night, man, I want to talk about at least one more song off the album. And Jay, is there? I know you love all the songs. I mean, there's what 12 of them.
Yeah, it was 12 songs.
Besides the one you said, okay, we knew Necesito Odiarte was going to be the first one released. What song to you just like, man, es esa?
La Rajita de Canela. It's a fun song. It's a great song.
That's my mom's
If I should have went to Vegas. If I had to put money, that's
La Rajita de Canela. That's our latest single off the El Patron CD under Freddie Records.
Before you play that, I just wanted to real quick give a huge shout out to all the fans for all their love that they have for Jay Perez and the band. y'all showing up to shows and continuing to download music and buy music and stream music on all platforms. Seriously, this man is really about the fans, and he'll stay behind, until the last picture's taken. But honestly, we wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for you guys and your continuous support and love that you show us, because without you guys, we wouldn't exist.
Yeah, and speaking of fans, man, we really, really wish our fans would have a say so in the Latin Grammy voting thing, because it's not a fan vote. Fans don't vote. This is an artist and a record label, and it gets so political and so caught up into that our fans are, God, how do we vote? You can't.
Yeah.
That's the sad part about it.
Speaking of the fans, though, and the supporters who do support Jay Perez all these years, including myself since I was a kid, and being here now and supporting the band now and what we're doing, what the fans can do is support and download the album and when they download it on Spotify, iTunes, man, the next day, number 2 on iTunes and billboards in America.
That's right.
Number 1 on Amazon Music.
Right.
I completely forgot about that.
We're in between Thalia number 1.
That's right.
Jay Perez number 2, Bad Bunny number 3.
You guys were here on Wacky Wednesday, on an actual Wednesday, right before the album release, and I remember you speaking like, "Hey man, I want to be able to wake up and see my name Jay Perez up there with all this."
But speaking of that,
and it happened, right?
Yeah.
You guys spoke it into existence, bro, and it happened.
It
But that right there is a true definition of the fans.
The fans had everything to do with it,
all
no?
them right there.
Yeah.
They show so much love, and honestly, as long as we have them, we're winning every day, every show.
Wow, yeah.
I got you. And I said it last time, and I don't want to leave it out again just in case you didn't watch the last show. But you can always go back and put in Bumper Gomez, Jay Perez on YouTube. I promise you'll find tonight's show and the last show. But I asked Roxy, if you guys have ever seen Jay Perez you'll never see this guy dressed down. Like, it could be 100 degrees outside, don't matter. The dude is dressed, dressed to kill. So the question again, Roxy, for you to answer is,
I got you.
Does Jay dress himself for the show? Like, I know he gets himself dressed, but does he pick out his threads or?
Absolutely. Well, he has his own style, and I do a lot of shopping for him. But then he goes through and picks. I don't like this, or I love this.
It's like picking the songs. This thing's not gonna cut it.
And then he just-
I'll walk into a closet. What else? I'll walk into a closet. She's right behind me. I don't know she's behind me, and I'm talking to the shirts.
Yeah.
And I'm picking them out. Like, you're not gonna make it. And I'm sorry, buddy. Maybe next week. This might be a maybe right there. You come here, my friend. You're gonna make it tonight.
That's exactly what he does.
I talk to my shirts.
I'm standing behind him. I'm like, "Are you okay?"
So, was that what the
Hey,
Trump
Jay, so
did?
you can bet the next time I go to see you live, I'm making my way to the front of the stage, and I'm gonna make sure on a quiet party show, which is not very much, I'm yelling, "That shirt made it!"
Yeah, sure made it. You made the cut.
Oh,
you made the cut.
man.
Bumper, thank you so much, brother.
No, thank
Appreciate
you guys, man.
Appreciate you.
I really appreciate you guys coming out. I know that the fans, like you guys said, that it's really hard to control votes and stuff like that. As far as the way the Grammys work, but Jay, I'm gonna speak on behalf of all Tejano fans. Dude, we're super proud of you, bro.
Thank you.
You've always represented our onda to the fullest, man. And I've never seen. You're probably different. You say, man, maybe that way. I've never seen you have a bad show, bro. Never. I've always seen you. You know what I mean? What I love about you the most, bro, as a fan, is one of the looks. And every show has at least one look. It's either to McGraw or the sound guy.
It's always to
or
McGraw.
somebody or
We've
like
all had one,
or
at least.
like grabbing the cable and like pulling that motherfucker back and be like, and you know it, right? He's trying to be chill with the people.
I don't mean to be like that, man. I don't. I
He
just
just wants the best
I
for
want
the
everything to
fans.
sound the way it's supposed to. And sometimes you get stuck with engineers and stage techs that they just. I mean, to me, it's like chinga, man. You either know what you're doing or you don't, and it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But 99.9% of the time, brother, they're very humble musicians. I mean, technicians and engineers that they're putting their heart into into the show, into the production, right? And you know, I give it up to them, but you know, every once in a while, pues you're gonna get that Jay Perez look, and like, you know, bro. I mean, you either know what you're doing or you don't.
The problem is now people are gonna be looking for that look. That's the look Bumper was talking about right there. Hey, but if you had to pick one, Jay, last question for you. You had to pick one person who gets the most looks in the band.
Jonathan McGraw.
It's him.
I knew it. I mean,
I made him the musical director for a reason. You know, he's got a big responsibility.
I got you.
If something goes wrong, you know, I'm gonna look at him. This is your fault.
No, for sure.
You know, it's your fault.
The guy on the other side of the stage messed up, but it's my fault.
That's exactly right.
He said the other side. Why is he looking at me for? The other guy's like,
the one that messed
Turn
up.
around, look away.
Ladies and gentlemen, we had the honor and privilege to hang out with Jay Perez and most of his band here this evening. Again, they're nominated for the 2023 Latin Grammy that's going to be held, Jay, in Spain. In case you didn't know, it's in Spain.
And just to re-elaborate on that language, it's Sicilian.
oh, Sicilian.
Yeah, somebody had put that Sicilian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Castalian or Sicilian? I don't know. I saw.
Castilian.
Castilian.
It's not Sicilian, it's Castilian.
Yeah, see,
is Italian.
It's
Sicilian's
It's
Italian.
Castalian.
It's
Castalian.
Castilian.
No more.
He's a moron.
So all my fans from YouTube, hey, we weren't going to stop the show. We had Jay Perez, but I can promise you tonight, before you go to bed, this show will be uploaded to Bumper Gomes' YouTube channel. You'll be able to watch it. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be on there. To everybody, man, I didn't even see. Can you pass me your phone? I didn't even see the. Man, that's amazing. I told Jay, well, we won't talk about it online, but I told him he was Jay Perez. The last time he was here, he's one of our. I got a secret rack and stack artists as far as like amount of shares and views, right? And Jay was in the top 5 instantaneous. So we'll see if this one beats that one. Right. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys again for joining us so much. Stay tuned. I know this is Bumpers Wacky Wednesday on a Tuesday. Is there going to be a Bumpers Wacky Wednesday on a Wednesday tomorrow? Yes, there will be. So make sure you tune in. Special guest. It's a surprise. You don't know. I don't even know who it's going to be. I got to go find it. But we're going to have a show tomorrow, so make sure you guys tune in at 7:30. Again, sorry to everybody on YouTube, but Jay, thank you on behalf of Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. Thank you for always allowing me, around you guys. It's awesome. It's awesome to be treated like family when I'm around you guys. So, guys, don't forget, wherever Jay Perez is in the area, make sure you go out there, support, buy their merchandise, and put him on your prayer list right there. He's going to Spain.
Thank you, Bumper. No, I'm not.
There we go. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Crazy.